naughty, naughty, shorty. Baby girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. Stand up and say, well, woman, the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature, to shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Well, woman, the way the time. Well, woman, the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature, to shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom. Well, woman, the way the time.
It goes around and
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
Let's get ready to rumble! And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to our Monday night NasTrucks, coming to you live from North Wilkesboro, brought to you by CFR Widecrest Industries. We have a special guest in the combox tonight who will be joining me momentarily. It's the young Tyler Sheep. We see Tyler on our Wednesday night out in the Tin Tops driving the Hyundai Veloster. So, as we get into it tonight, This is a short track. It is 1 kilometre long. It is just under 3/4 of a mile, and is going to breed a lot of carnage. So we'll see how this goes tonight. Looks like we got a bit of action out on the track there already. So we'll bring up our timing table for the best time so far, and Tim L. Blundell with a 18.33. Chris Bleakley there with an 18.40. Darren Robb with an 18.44. So lap times are pretty quick, and then we drop back down to the back end of the field there. Reno Wilkinson at 19.41. So not a lot. It's about a second difference from the boys out there tonight. But young Kyle Ridley, a bit of a superstar in the making here in the trucks. Quite the ambitious mover and shaker. He does not mind mixing it up with the open boys. And for all you viewers at home, you'll see on our timing tower there's red boxes and blue boxes. Indicates whether they are in our open series, where they can change multiple things on the truck and run a setup, or if they're blue box, they have a fixed setup and they can only run the CFR set. So once Tyler lets me know he's back, we will get him in and have a chat with him and see what he's got in store for tonight. Looks like he's back. Tyler, welcome on in, buddy. This is second visit to the Combox for the trucks, and you've got a real short track tonight.
Yeah, definitely going to be a big difference compared to last time I was in here. These cars will, as we can see on the standings right now, the fixed setups are struggling against the open setups. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can try and make some time up there.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're actually struggling, or if it's just that difference in the setups, and then obviously traffic. I mean, we're looking at, what do we got now? 18, maybe 20 cars going to be out here tonight on this short track. So this is going to be, this is going to be quite brutal. So many cars on a short track, as we just see one of the guys there. I think that was Andrew Proctor who jumped in. It was Andrew Proctor. Just decided to go for a rotation. So as we let the boys finish their practice, they've got about 5 minutes left. Tyler, we've seen a bit of a mix throughout the series. We've seen some of the fixed boys really mix it up with the open boys, namely Kyle Ridley and the likes with their pace have been really good up the front with the open boys.
Well, Kyle Ridley, I mean, I raced against him on Wednesday, and as we can see him pissed hell in there. Yeah, I raced with him on the Wednesday and Friday night, and this man he's mental. Like, he can hop in any car and almost drive it off the wheels from the get-go. He complains he's slow, but he's not that slow, so he's a pretty talented driver.
Yeah, he's definitely a talent to be watching. That is for sure, and we'll see him make some mistakes in practice, as we always do. We see him trying to find the limit and where he can push and where he can't, but I'm sure we'll see him at the pointy end of the field. Good to see Bevan Moyes in the number 40 there jump in alongside his teammate Julian Mookie. So again, one in the open, one in the fixed. It's fantastic to see Bevan across having a run tonight. Who's going to be your standout tonight, you think, Tyler? Who's going to be the one you sort of bit of a powerhouse, and then who do you think is going to be the dark horse?
Pretty hard. I mean, I think most of these boys that race on Monday night doesn't really race with me, so they're pretty fresh to me. I'm not 100% sure, but I know Bleakley's he's a pretty quick driver out there. I know for sure that he will definitely challenge for the top three. But I do like watching Miko Loco out there though. Yeah, he's definitely not the fastest driver out there, but he always gives it a crack, and you never know if people just continue crashing out, he might finish up there.
We saw Tyrone Walsh the other Monday get a cheeky little win. He did the old Stephen Bradbury and bombed on out and took the win from those boys.
Yeah, I was hoping to do that on Friday night with Formula 4. There's loads of fun and cars everywhere, but no, it's nothing better to get your first win of the series or just any win in general. And to do it in the league, it's so much harder because these boys are, I'm not saying there's nothing bad about official drivers, but when you're in the league, you're normally against the best of the best, that's around, and it's very hard to compete and challenge them week in, week out, so he would have been really happy with that.
Yeah, I tend to agree with those comments. I think the one to watch tonight is going to be Mr. Holdsworth, Jason Holdsworth from the Nitro camp. Definitely one to keep your eyes on all night. He's definitely quick in the trucks, and is definitely the one of the powerhouses.
Yeah, it's a nice looking truck as well. And been open setup as well.
Oh, he just turned away from that at the right time. Oh no, Darren just collected him. That's not what we want to see. It's,
He's a lucky man. It's only practice.
Well, what's on the back of Darren's car there? 275. Is that? Oh, bang! Who's that? Was that Pete Baxter? No, I don't think it was. No, that was one of the other Kiwi boys. That was Mark Grocott. Give him a little shove. I'd be keen to see the back of that 15. I think I heard him say there was a new sponsor on the back of that car, so I'd be keen to try and get a bit of a look at the chase. Oh, and he's just bounced out. Of course he does. Give us a look, Darren. Come on, mate. Come on, pull out the pit lane. Give us a look at the back of that truck. He was talking about a new sponsor last week when we were talking to him, so I'd be keen to see what he's got going on there.
Yeah, unfortunately Kyle Ridley's in the way there, but let's just see. Let's just see Glenn Wilkinson's out there. He's another quick driver as well, especially in the TCR. Pretty much a surprise package as well, but he's third place for the fixed setup, so it proven that he had pace in the trucks as well.
Yeah, we see Glenn across a multitude of races. Glenn's quick and again, he's another Kyle Ridley. He's kind of quick in a lot of things. It's just getting it stuck in there. And there's Jace just comes in and drops a P8 on there.
Yeah, he's definitely warming up now. It was only 100th of a second away from Proctor, so he's definitely warming up now. Ooh, Kyle just sending cars everywhere there.
He's just finding the limits. He's playing. Kyle Ridley.
He's touring everyone before qualifying. I do gotta say, there's a fair bit of cars out there. What's your favourite livery out there?
Oh, mate, that's tough. That's a really tough call. So I don't actually have a favourite livery, if I'm to be honest with you. I think, they're all good in their own way because there's so much surface area. Like, there's so much you can do with these trucks. Like, there's just the way you can put them out there and present them. They just, I don't know. I don't actually have a favourite, to be honest. If I'm going to say anything, I'm going to say Darren, probably. Just something about that blue and that kind of tanny colour. You know, and also he's a Queensland boy, lives just down the road from me, so I've got to back him up, you know.
You got to back up a Queensland, eh?
Got to back up the brothers, mate.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And we see Chris Bleakley here just knock out an 18.44 in quali. This quali is going to be short, sharp and over in no time. But Tyler, are you strapped in for 200 laps?
Well, I've done some practice, you know. I watched the Nürburgring on the weekend. I didn't do exactly 200 laps, but I did sit down for a couple of hours, so I think I'm prepared for today.
Nice. So Brian Blundell just drops into P2, 18.52. Let's get the tower up and show you these as they're rolling on in. Glenn Wilkinson now drops into P2 with the fixed steers, and Kyle Ridley again, you know, 100th quicker than Glenn. So that tells you there's nothing in this fixed setup. Like, these boys are so quick in everything that they throw their hands at. So that's Andrew Proctor just coming in. Darren Robb there. Oh, we missed him. We missed the chase cam on Darren.
Again.
There's Julian now. He's in our open series, currently outright P8. Julian Mookie there. So you get a good lap in here. Does he get the run? He does move up into P6 there, 18. Now he gets dropped to P7. Jace Holdsworth just says thank you very much. Actually, Julian gets to drop to P8 outright. So the lap times are quick, dude. 18.73, 18.74, 18.77. Then you go back into the fixed trucks. You got 18.92, 18.93, 19, 19.03. Oh, two. The two trucks, Ryan Huckle and Braden Sagas, are both with 19.03s. It's be 2.9 and a 3, so there'll be minimal margins there. So Bevan here just drops straight into the top, 18.74 in the fixed truck. They're showing there's pace out there. It's actually ironic that the fixed and open truck of Bevan Moyes and Julian Mookie are actually going to be lined up side by side, mate.
No, it's going to be interesting to see who can stay out in front. To see if Moyes can stay in front of him, maybe take one or two cars along the way. But yeah, it's obviously you can see that the Open probably have a slight advantage at the moment. But in saying that though, there's only 1 second between first and 15th, so I think anyone has a chance as long as they keep it nice and clean for tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be all about survival tonight. There is no question about that at all. It is going to be those who can survive the longest will definitely benefit from that advantage. Yeah, there's no one out there to qualify. I think a lot of the guys might just skip and start from the rear. So if we're looking down that order, Breno Wilkinson, we know Matty Keen's up in the race control box. Tyrone Walsh, Jed O'Murray didn't actually get into the server tonight. Brad Wright, Mark Grocott, and EJ, or ET as he likes to be called. Evan is back there as well. So I dare say there's a few guys going to start from the back there, mate. This is going to be interesting though.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see who's going to come out on top. Obviously, a short track is a bit more of a different game, you know. The draft doesn't work as much like one of those super circuits, but yeah, it's just a fight for survival, I reckon, because it's just such a small, tight track that if someone mucks up, he'll most likely take out the whole field if you're at the front, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, say, something like a Talladega or a Daytona, you know, you talk about super speedways where the draft just brings you right in. It doesn't matter, you know, there's no real difference between the fixed truck, the open truck at that point, and that's it. That is quality done and dusted. So let's bring that up on the screen for you guys at home. So Chris Bleakley, Brian Blundell, 1 and 2, so that's going to be your front row. Jace Holdsworth off row 2 with Timo Blundell, Andrew Proctor, Bryce Weddings off row 3, Darren Robb, Bevan Moyes off 4, Julian Mookie, Kyle Ridley off 5, Glenn Wilkinson, Braden Sagasta off 6, Dylan Gray, Ryan Huckle off 7, Michael Locke is going to be off 8, and then we'll go back into the other guys there as they start to get ready. We're going to be all going in a matter of seconds. Hey, actually, where's Darren Rob? Let's see if we can get a look at the back of that car for a second. There it is. 275. Yeah, there we go. Hey, that's not bad, actually.
A nice looking livery, actually. Yeah, very nice.
I do like that car, though. I mean, just the colours on it, like the blue, the cream. But I mean, again, you look at Julian Mookie and Bevan Moyes there in those fluoro yellow sharp cars, mate. You can't go wrong with it, can you?
Absolutely not. I think the best thing about it, you look back in the 70s and 80s, and most of the cars you can buy off the south are nice, bright, colourful cars. Nowadays, you just get silver, white, or black, so it's a bit bland. But it's good that these boys out there put a bit of creativity in their liveries and use all sort of colours, which is good to see.
Oh, absolutely. Now we're going to see Chris Bleakley. If you guys are looking down the field there, Chris Bleakley is in the purple MX Wraps car. He will be on the front inside of the track when we get to a start. So there he is there on screen. The 1.9 sitting right there, so he'll be inside run. I'm not sure how the inside's going to play out here, because definitely you want to try and keep momentum up, and I think you're going to be that sort of second lane, maybe second and a half lane out here tonight. I don't think you'll be running down where Chris is there at the moment. I think they'll be running more where Tim is, sort of in that second lane there, just for momentum. I think this is going to be the key.
Yeah, I reckon you're correct with that one. I did hear the boys in the tractor saying get off the bottom, so...
Well, I mean, you've got 200 laps. You want to get these tyres as long as you can, as we're about to see it start. There's the lights, which means we are in the hands of... Safety car is in, so we're on the green flag now. There goes Chris. What a jump. Where does he run? Does Chris stay up? And he's trying to get to that bottom. Click back here to Dylan Gray in the number 6 all black truck there. Pretty clean, actually. Good start from the boys.
No, it's very clean. They definitely know there's 200 laps to survive the race, and don't bid on the first lap, which is good to see.
There we go. We'll give you the ticker up the top. Ladies and gentlemen at home, you're looking for your favourite driver up there with the gaps to the leader. As we sort of get through, we'll look back and we'll pick up some drivers as we sort of get through. We're already, look at this, we're already lap 3, mate. it's going to be over in a blink, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, if people haven't noticed as well, there's 3 fixed setup that jumped to a couple of open setup cars at the start, which is good to see as well, that they are competitive and have a chance of finishing on the podium. Because I think one of the open boys in P6, 7 and 8 at the moment.
Yeah, you did right. Bryce Bennings and Andrew Proctor, they're 6 and 7 outright, and they are open trucks. So again, it's going to be hard to pass here tonight with these fixed trucks getting sort of there. But we're looking at Bevan Moyes. He's getting right in there. He's mixing it up.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of strategies they're going to be as well. So I think from the information I got given is 0.5 litres per lap. So in my calculation, that's almost 100 litres that they got to use for the nice race.
We just saw the last cars go through. There goes Chris Bleakley, Jason Holdsworth. They're our leaders. But this is from turn 1 entry. Sorry, Tyler. Just look at this. This is crazy. So there is, right at the back, that is Mark Grocott and Brad Wright right there. Ready? Where's Chris? There he is. This is how short this is. This is crazy short. So the problem's not going to be the open trucks getting hit. It's going to be when, the leaders get to the back. Like, how do they climb through 19 or 18 other trucks? That's going to be the problem.
Yeah, that's something you see a lot on dirt as well. When the quick boys at the front on such a small track, when they get to the back markers within 10 to 15 laps, it plays a lot of games in your mind. win the pick, the timing of overtaking them either on the outside or the inside. Because you got to remember, there's cars behind you that want your position as well and want to win the race. So you got to make it nice and quick and smart.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that blind right there, just getting a little loose off the corner. It was. He's got his brother Tim right there with him. But no, Chris is going to get to these back markers pretty quick.
Yeah, I reckon he's playing the game smart. Get away from everyone behind him and try and make sure that he gets a bit of a gap, so if he does struggle to overtake a slower car, at least he has a bit of a buffer. Because when you think about it, it's only roughly half to a second that they might lose being stuck behind a slower car, so if you can make a bit of a room, you'll be able to take advantage out of that.
We just look back off the gearbox here, well, actually off the tray here of Brad Wright, and we can see that's Chris Bleakley and Jason Holdsworth bearing down, and we're only 12 laps, or now 13 laps in. And this is mental, isn't it? This is crazy stuff. Let's jump on board with Chris and see what he's looking at. What does he do here, Tyler?
Well, he would have studied what line he's taken. So as you see, he's taking the inside. So Chris will have to go on the outside, make it nice and smooth.
Well, Jace
He's got to be careful to make sure it doesn't. Ooh.
Jace getting a little bit there as well as we jump on board with Jace. You see, he's up on that higher line. Oh, we might have a caution. Yep, looks like Tim Blundell has had enough. He has. Let's get a replay of that. Let's give you a better cam for that one. So it's Tim done here. He's just gone in, maybe a little bit hot on the rear. Yep, look at the back. Just steps straight out. Around it goes. Has he done it himself? Can he get down into pit lane? Oh, can he get down there without taking anyone else? Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, did everyone get through? I think they all did. Oh, that is miraculous. Folks, if you are wondering, that is some serious driving right there. Like, it's a short track. They are coming fast. And he managed to keep that off, taking anybody else out. That was fantastic driving. Well done, Tim. That was quite the drive.
Yeah, it was good, obviously, making sure he didn't crash into anyone else. But I feel sorry for him as well, because he was in top 5 in such a good position as well to make an impact for tonight's race. But as we see how small the track is, once you go into the pitch, you know, it's pretty easy to lose a lap or two on the leaders from the get-go.
Oh, absolutely, Tyler. And look, like we're seeing some of the fixed boys jump in and take a pit stop. You know, again, Julian Mookie there was one of the open drivers. He's also jumped in there on lap 16 to take that pit. Again, probably not a bad idea. Get in, top up a bit of fuel, put yourself in a different window to the leaders. There goes Brad Wright, just sneaks out in front of the safety car, so he'll be thanking his lucky stars on that one. Probably not a bad idea to take that early pit stop and get a bit of fuel in. It could be the difference at the end.
Well, you definitely have to pit under safety car, because that's where you lose the least amount of time. And you try not to depend really on the track, try not to get overlapped at the same time. So it's best to do it now before it's too late. I know that the open boys, they don't want to jump in the pitch early, even though it's a good strategy, because they don't want to get stuck behind the traffic of the fixed setups. Even though that they can be quicker, they might lose too much time. So that's why you see all the fixed setups at the back and all the opens still at the front.
Yeah, absolutely. So now you're looking at Tyrone Walsh, Julian Mookie are going to be in the open series. They're going to be fighting their way back through this field. Jason Holdsworth's been the advantage there. He's gained an extra spot in that little stint. But Tyrone Walsh, young man who won the race a couple of weeks ago, the number 338 there, up in he's up 7 spots down to P11 outright, so it's a great result for him. But here we go, we get back underway.
Yeah, it's good to see that he's moving up forward, and all we have to do is just played the cards right and just picked them one by one.
Yep, and that's it. That's exactly what you need to do, isn't it, mate? Just one by one, just move forward. It's a long race. It is a long race.
Oh, we already have a safety car in the first 20 laps, so there should be another 2 or 3 out there, depending how clean the boys can keep it as well. So that does play into your strategy as well.
Yeah, we did see 11 safety cars in the real world truck series or NASCAR series. So, hey, if we can keep under that, you know, it'll be fantastic.
Yeah, we could show that. Oh no, I think that was just contact there between the two boys just before you switched the cameras.
Oh.
I think we opened up our mouth a little bit early about the safety car.
Oh no. Looks like Andrew Proctor there. Let's have a bit of a look at what's gone on here. That's Brian Blundell just up in front of him. What's happened here? So that's Andrew Proctor in the... Oh
no.
Oh no. And then there's going to be nowhere to go because he's going to bounce straight down the circuit. Yep. He's caught Dylan Gray.
Dylan Gray, yep.
And Tim's had nowhere, absolutely nowhere to go. And just straight in the side. So we had Timo, E.T. was in there, Reno was in there as well. Yeah, that was a little unfortunate for the boys there. But again, you know, as we hear it in the world of motorsport all the time, safety car breeds safety car, mate.
Yeah, definitely not wrong about that one. As I say, the top 4 at the moment is the open setup, boys, while 5th place is a fixed setup, which I can't see exactly who it is.
That's Braden Sagassa from MX Raps 19, so he's sitting right behind his teammate Bryce Meddings there. So you've got Chris Bleakley, MX Raps 19 in P1. Then we have Bryce Meddings and Braden Sagassa in P4 and 5, respectively, open and fixed. So it's a good start for those boys. Good early start, but again, like I say, it's only 25 laps in now. And, you know, we're already on our second caution, so boys just need to reset, regather themselves. Just understand, you know, you gotta last the long run, not can't win it in the first 15, 20 laps, mate.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing that the 3 MX boys are very close to each other. They can put a bit of strategy in, especially if they pinch another position or two. It can be a really, really good impact for the race for them, but obviously, like you said, you've got to keep it nice and clean. Just to see Andrew, after the bit of damage, he's back out on track.
So is Reno Wilkinson as well, but they are a lap down now, so that's, you know, that's going to be a bit of a draw card now. They're going to have to try and work their way through that.
As we see, the grid is lining up side by side now, getting ready for the restart.
And we get a green flag this time round. And Sat truck pulls off into pit lane. Let's jump on. I need better confidence. And there we go. We'll jump aboard with Chris because he's going to have this restart to himself. So once that truck is off, he's gone. Away he goes. Jace has gone with him. No, I think Jace is kind of ready for that. We've got to look back here. That's where the action's going to be. Right in this pack here somewhere. Come on, boys, settle down. Get a groove on.
As you see, Moyes, he's picking the middle line in the corners, which is very interesting, but he's just gone to the bottom there. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to see what line to pick.
There was 3 wide then. Did you see that? There was 3 wide coming down into that corner. It's like everyone's like, uh-oh, I'm out.
Yeah, he's going to be really safe. I mean, there's not that much room on this track.
No, there isn't.
Back.
Yeah, Mickey Lock. Back there. With the number 5. which
It's a bit of 55. Yeah. Nice car.
50. Come on. Can't be saying that, mate.
It's not my car, is it?
No, yours is number 8, mate. We don't have a number 8
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
I don't think. Do we? Oh, you do?
No, never do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brad Wright's
yeah.
running the 8. So, and it's orange as well, mate. Kind of, you know, kind of your colour. Oh, no, is that
It's
Tyrone
Andrew
Boyd?
again. Oh, Tyrone, so
380?
yeah.
No, it's Andrew Proctor. You were right, it is. It's Andrew Proctor.
That's
That looked
just
like a self-spin.
unlucky.
Yeah, that looked like it was just on his own. Oh, he's trying to run that bottom. See, this is what the boys are saying in practice, as you said before, Tyler, is get off that bottom, because as soon as you try and pick up the throttle, ready, picks it up, and around she goes.
And it's
There it
gone.
goes. Yep. Wheels are all locked up. He's hanging onto it and bump the wall. Not a big
I'm
hit. He
intrigued to
might get away with that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see how much damage he had. But I know iRacing can be either a very nice impact system or very mean. Because I have seen some people get meatballs for 3 seconds worth of damage, so it'd be interesting to see what Andrew gets from that. As we see Brad coming to the pitch, and same as a few others as well.
Oh, Ridley's in the pit lane as well. Braden Sagassa, we just spoke about him being up the front, so he's going to drop down the order. Now that's going to bring a few of the boys who stopped earlier, like lap 16, that's going to bring them back up into the top area. So Julian Bookie, Glenn Wilkinson, Bevan Moyce, they're going to bring themselves back up. Dylan Gray in the YouTube chat, so unlucky, 1 minute left on repairs. Dylan, doesn't matter, mate, get back out there, have a crack.
Yeah,
You're right,
most
buddy.
important to get some laps, especially if you haven't had many laps in these cars.
Exactly
Yeah, that
right.
number
So-
8 is definitely pretty similar to my car with orange, which is good to see.
What is it? Just is it like a code between you guys with the number 8 in your car? It's got to be orange or something, or what's that?
Well, I think it's just coincident that we both picked number 8 and both orange.
I think it's fantastic, mate. It's great. But as we look at we'll bring up our leaderboard. We've got Chris Bleakley, Jace Holdsworth, and that's Brian Blundell, not Timo. Bryce Meddings and Julian Mookie, your top 5. Your top 3 for the fixed guys, Glenn Wilkinson, Bevan Moyce, and Mark Grocott. But again, I don't think Mark or Bevan did stop actually. So did Glenn. So those boys are Glenn. So the next one, ET, is actually the next one in the line of stop. So Michael, Locke, Mark Grocott, and Tyrone Walsh, they haven't pitted as yet.
But it could play into their hands, really. But I believe, I don't know exactly what the capacity of the NasTrucks is, but they still got another pit stop before they can make it to the finish line, so...
Well, we're lap 36 now, out of 200, so we've still got a fair ways to go. Now they double file, they get back into restart mode. Give Tyler a bit of a look at his fellow number 8 counterpart there. We'll just, focus on the number 8 for a little minute. You see Kyle Ridley there now back in P14 outright, so
Yeah,
probably
did
not
pit
where
that
he
lap.
wants to be, but he did pit late. So yeah, he did get that lap 33 pit, so we'll have to see. So the boys are away again. There goes Chris. Jace definitely with him this time. Really stuck to him now. So Jace might be going around the top side here. He's going to make the top line his own. Jason is actually running the number 11, not the number 19. So sorry for the confusion at home, but it is number 11. That's his alias or his other secondary account. Here we go, side by side. Look at this for the battle for the front. Chris down low, Jace up on the top side.
Yeah, I believe that if the boys team up and work on the outside line, that bottom will become very redundant at the moment. As you see, Jason has a lot of momentum coming out.
And he's got the pass done. Look at that, Jace got around him. So that's interesting. Looks like the boys have settled down a little bit. starting to get themselves back into. Oh, Brad loose off that corner. You don't want to see that number 8 in the wall, mate. Kyle Ridley now moving to the outside.
I'm slowly getting used to seeing the number 8 in the wall, but not before I know, but...
Well, I was going to say, not from a driving perspective, I hope.
No, I don't think so.
But never say never, eh, mate? Never say never.
You see Kyle Ridley,
Yeah, with Braden Sagassa there, look at that.
he's making some positions already, which is good to see.
Is he bringing Darren
Let's go.
Robb with him, though? I
Yeah,
think he is.
He is, definitely.
Using those new
Yeah,
tyres. I wonder if he took a set of tyres. Oh, not there, Kyle, not there. Probably don't want to be doing that, mate.
Yeah, well, the intriguing thing is that I'm not like 100% up to scratch with the ruling of the NasCars or NasTrucks, but I believe there would be a limit on the amount of sets of tyres they're allowed to use.
Oh, 100%. There is.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you directly, but yes, there would be maybe 2 sets or 3 sets over the wall. So, you know, Kyle probably took a set there at 33-ish, I would assume. And that'll give him a nice run now if he gets a good window. Push on to about, you know, maybe 90, maybe 100, and then get another set. He might just be able to get himself in a good window to get home. So, I have to see now, Dylan Gray there on the back here. He's a lap down. He's fighting. Good to see him back out, having a dig.
All we have to do is just try and maintain the position, just be in front of any lap cars for the lucky dog in case of the safety car.
Well, that's right, yeah. He's just got to stay there, so. Kyle Ridley now starting to move forward. He is looking at the back of Tyrone Walsh, and he's less than a second off the back now, so there's Tyrone right in front of him. And then it's Bevan is the next truck in front of him as well. So Kyle Ridley really starting to put those new tyres to good use. There's a move towards the front. Bryce Meddings currently in P4, moving his way forward. Julian Mookie there in that bright yellow number 39, looking the goods. He's chasing down Chris and Jace Holdsworth at the front here. You see Jace is running that alternate line, mate. He's running up, just like we were talking about before. He's running just up on that edge of that second lane.
Yeah, he's playing it smart. I believe that he knows that once he's in front of Chris is to make Chris drive a different line, not the crooked line, but just a different line, just to play around with him. So you don't want to give them the best line, because otherwise Chris will start driving a crooked lane and compete for P1. Yeah, that's the thing I do find interesting though. It's a little bit different to circuit, that you can race a different line and be quicker, which is good to see. Normally when you have a circuit, you've got to follow a certain line, especially in a certain car, lap after lap after lap. So it's good to see that these boys get to play a little bit different on strategy wise, as we see Glenn out there just he'll be all by himself at the moment.
He's a little bit out in the weeds by himself, but again, looking at his line, it's very, very alternate. He's running that slightly higher, so he's not getting down to the bottom for very long. When he does get down there, he's only down there for a brief little window. Darren Robb, who won last week, again, we see the same sort of scenario. He gets down to the bottom and he's straight back up again. Like, he doesn't run the bottom, as we've seen in some other races. He just clips the bottom and straight back out. We've seen him now looking back at Tyrone Walsh.
Definitely different strategies. A bit like, Oval, where you got a bit of a slick track at the bottom, they dive at the bottom and push back up to the middle to the high track, big corner. As you can see, we'll straight up there a little bit more than I thought he would.
He's gonna go. Oh, he's gotten up the inside of Tyrone, so he's just going to get the run out. Now, Darren pitted lap 33. Tyrone hasn't pitted yet, so that might be a tyre advantage that Darren's got, and we'll just see him get past Bevan and Moyes as well. So Bevan pitted on lap 16, but he's fighting back. Bevan's staying up on the high side. It's a good spot for Bevan to be. Keeps the flow up, but yeah, Darren Robb's going to get this pass probably done, I would suggest. If you're Bevan, I'd probably back out at this point and just... Yeah, there you go. He's just got the pass done, so he'll now just pull in behind him and get focused on what's coming up. So, jump back to Julian and look at what these front runners have got, mate. Look at what they've just come through. Jason Holdsworth and Chris Bleakley have just come through that stuff like it's butter.
Nah, they're very quick out there, and it's more of the, they just got to be careful when they're approaching the back markers, that they're not in a big pack, because I think that's where it's a bit more harder to overtake all the cars and be a little bit hesitant. It allows the car behind you to obviously approach you a lot more.
Well, I mean,
as we can see,
they got one.
yeah, as we can see, like, obviously the car ahead, Jason, he's just slowly picking his the car one by one, which is obviously a good strategy. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how long obviously this stint's going for. Cause it's been 30 laps now without a safety car, which is good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. They're really settling in groove. And just to elaborate on what you were saying before there, Charlie, you're talking about trying to get through the back markers. I mean, those back markers, they're still with their own race. Like, they're still racing for position, so it's not like they're going to just step out of the way and be like, oh, please, Jason, go on through, mate. Because they're still racing the car in front. And, for Jace, he's still looking behind him. He's got Chris chasing him down. He's got Chris putting the pressure on him. He doesn't want to mess around either. So he's kind of hoping that, the guys are going to do, the right thing and kind of let him through. But, he's also got to think about their racing as well. So it's one of these things, isn't it? It's really weird that, you get such a mix of trucks and races where everyone's doing their own thing, but they're on top of each other trying to do it.
Yeah, it's unfortunately in real life, and same thing with iRacing as well. Like, sometimes the drivers do make a mistake when they're approaching a slower car, or the slower car being approached by the quicker car. But yeah, I can see what it is. The boys are doing a fantastic job to make sure that they don't make that mistake and cause a massive incident, which is good to see.
Now this young bloke, Dylan Gray, just behind Chris Booker there, he would learn a lot sitting in behind these boys and just running their line, just trying to stick on the back tailgate of these trucks and just sit there and learn from these two boys at the front, because they are definitely a world apart right now from the rest of the field, and they're separated by half a second.
You're definitely not wrong about that. Like, I believe when you follow a car, it's a bit close.
We pulled that up just at the right time to see Darren right under the back of Bryson Eddings there, just giving him a little bit of a hurry up, mate. Let's go, come on.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to say, it's hard to be quick by yourself. So when the faster car do get in front of you, it's better to follow their line and see where their braking mark is and the turning points, and you learn so much from it.
So what's your advice here to Bryce Meanings, mate? He hasn't pitted yet. The lap's 68 now. Darren Robb pitted at 33. What do you, if you're in Bryce Meanings' ear and you're screaming at him, what are you telling him to do right now?
Well, it's hard, because in my eyes he'll be relying on a safety car, especially in this position where everyone's so spread out on the track now. Because if he goes into the pitch while in mid-race, he'll lose so many positions, so much time, and the cars that already pitted, if there's a safety car after Bryce has been into the pitch, he's at a disadvantage. And mostly everyone has a free pit stop over him. So as you see, just try to overtake two cars at the same time there, but
we see the boys committed. That's one thing I'm seeing tonight. They're committed, but I would have just been telling Bryce, look, to roll out, mate. He's got better tyres. Let him go. He'll come back to us later. when we get better tyres back on the car. So I just have been telling you, mate, just back out, let him go, don't fight him because you're going to slow down and you're going to fall back to the clutches of Tyrone Walsh and Bevan Moyes here. Well, Bevan's a little bit far back, to be fair. But, you know, Tyrone, he's only half a second off the back of Bryce Meddings there. So if I was in his ears, I would have been saying, let Darren Robb go, mate. He's got better tyres. Let him go and do his thing. It'll come back to us later. Because again, like we said, we've still got 128 laps thereabouts to go. So it's not like we're anywhere near a competitive point of the race yet.
Yeah, I think also as well, it's a difficult thing as well. Like, you don't want to let the car in front of you go and then you lose too much as well. You do got to have some sort of competitiveness for trying to keep up with them a bit. The last thing you want to do is that's close.
What a pass. Oh.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is fall back too much when you're concerned about saving your tyres. Because, like you said, we're 75 laps in, they probably have 2 or 3 tyres now, so it'll be interesting to see when he wants to pit for, obviously, petrol and tyres.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we see Brian Blundell take the P3 away from Julian Mookie, who we saw get that lap 16 pit stop out of the way, but the top 3 still haven't pitted yet, so they're running to their strategy. That's good to see. Now we've got Bevan Moyes, Kyle Little and Braden Sagastro, top 3 fixed drivers, all just in there. They've all pitted. Bevan pitted on lap 16. The other guys pitted lap 33. So again, there's a little disparity there, a little bit of difference.
Yeah, the best thing about it, like, it puts so many different strategies out and allows everyone to play their own game and put some mind games on other drivers as well when they're out there. Probably most of them might have a teammate spotting or working out the numbers with them, which is good to see. But
Kyle Ridley. Oh, poor Kyle, what is he seeing? This is what Kyle Ridley is seeing right now off his nose. And his next competitor is Bevan Moyes, so he's the bright yellow truck. Oh, 3 wide. That's not where you want to be, 3 wide. Not North Wilkesboro, boys.
Absolutely not. No, there's a bit of follow
Cole's
to
going to go
underneath.
underneath, yep. Going to get the pass that. Oh, he runs right up to the door.
Cole played that smart there, he stayed in that second lane. Coming in.
Oh, how was the wheel spin? Oh, Kyle, easy, son. He got that little bit of wheel spin off the corner before and it just unsettled the truck into that corner too. Just got him a little loose. Maybe just over-driving a little bit. He just needs to drop back in because he's got 2 1.9 MX Raps boys right behind him and they're both positional too, so he doesn't want to give this up at all. I'm not quite sure, and he's going to have no good choice if the wheel spin doesn't settle down.
Bit bizarre, considering that, you know, at the start of the when the safety car came in, he was obviously going forwards, and at the moment we see him going backwards a bit. Considering that most other cars around him either got the same tyres or older tyres, so I think this is overdriving the car a little bit too much, trying to catch up.
There's Jace Holdsworth on the inside there. Chris Bleakley, Jason Holdsworth, nose to tail here as they're trying to come through as clean as possible. These guys are putting on a show. This is fantastic effort. Only on lap 84. Going in lap 85, ladies and gentlemen, can I remind you, our last safety car was lap 32, I believe. That's 50 laps green here at North Wilkesboro, so that is fantastic.
Oh, I like that. No, I definitely know for sure that the boys up ahead now are relying on normal green to checker race strategy. They don't run a safety car at all because the last thing they want is everyone to be bunched up together and getting a free pit stop on them.
Absolutely right. We see now that Jace is just slicing through the field. Absolute disrespect. He's just like, he doesn't care. He's like, that's a truck. Yeah, it's behind me. That's a truck. Oh, it's behind me.
No, the good thing about it as well, like Chris is right behind him as well. He hadn't let him go too far ahead, which is a good thing to see. As we're watching Bryce at the moment, it's floating along and slowly moving up forward, which is good to see.
Yeah, Bryce hasn't gained or lost any position, so he's stayed where he is. Still hasn't pitted, to be fair. And neither has Tyrone Walsh right behind him. He's up 11 spots. So again, he's doing a bit of a masterclass here. He's just driving to the front, one by one, doing his thing.
Did I just see a car come out of the pitch just then, that white car?
That was Mark Burcott did just exit pit lane, that is correct.
Was that his first time in the pitch as well, or?
Mark Burcott. I'm not 100% sure. Might have been. That is lap 84, so yeah, might well have been.
Fair enough, because it's just, obviously, when you see a car go into the pits at during race pace, obviously you think that people are starting to run out of tyres or run out of fuel, so it's got to be... It's got to be
gone back in, mate.
He's gone back in.
He's just gone back in, so maybe there's a problem with the truck. Or maybe he's just taking a little bit of work now, and maybe get back out and go clean to the finish. We have to wait and see, I think.
Yeah, a bit bizarre with that. I didn't see any cars have any contact, so it'd be interesting to see what happened.
Back to Tyrone.
Look at the number 8 car in front of him.
Yeah, he's got the number 8 car in front of him, but there's actually a few like... Oh, we've got a yellow. Looks like it was the Kyle Ridley. Oh, no. Hang on to it, Kyle. Get it around. He's kept it off the wall. He's done a heck of a job there.
Yeah, I think he needs new first set of tyres after that burnout.
Absolutely.
But now, obviously, the leaders, I assume, will want to enter the pits now. You're like at lap 93, 94. They haven't pitted yet, so I'm guessing they want fresh rubbers and a fuel tank of gas to maybe seat him for the rest of the race by looks.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's... Oh, who's 338?
He's missed it.
Tyrone Walsh has completely missed his box. He's had to reverse back. He missed it entirely.
Oh, no.
Right, so Jason Holdsworth has pitted. Chris Bleakley's now pitted. Darren Robb has snuck up in a P3 with another pit stop, so that is fantastic. Look at our top 7. Tyrone Walsh still in P7, and he's taken a stop at 94. So everybody's come in on this stop. So this could, well, actually, Braden Sagassa hasn't come in. Braden stayed out. He pitted lap 33.
You could be playing a little bit of a long game, Braden. Maybe rely on another safety car to do the pit stop, have fresher tyres than everyone else on the field, to maybe regain the position later on in the race. Oh no, he's gone into the pitch.
He has gone in now, so he's gone in that lap later than everybody else. Just see where that puts him though, because if this puts him laps down, this could actually damage his race, because he was in such a good position too. But now look at the fixed setup. Let's show you that while we're under pit stop strategy. Look at the fixed. Bevan Moyes, Glenn Wilkinson, Ryan Huckle, now top 3 in that class. So again, very interesting choice by Braden to go that extra lap. And so we'll see him get around and get on the back now. PT now in P13, up 3 spots, right behind Kyle Ridley. So Kyle Ridley now in P4 for the fixed truck. So we'll see where he gets to now, considering they're all on the same tyre and same strategy at the moment, Tyler. They're all on the same window.
Yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. That maybe 30 lap times, if there's another safety car, see how many drivers will bite the bullet. If they rather keep the track position or have a better pace for the end of the race. But let's see, Holdsworth and Bleakley will be in the prime box at the moment to take tonight's race if everything goes their way.
Yeah, it was still a long way to go. We are just ticking over the halfway now on caution number 4 here at North Wilkesboro. Mate, this is going to be something. It's going to be something special. This next 100 laps is going to be something else, isn't it? Whoa.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, jeez.
That was, I think Glenn Wilkinson got the. No, it may not have been actually. Let's see who that was. That was one of the.
I think Sagasa maybe.
No, there's Sagasa there.
Oh. It looked like a few of the boys got a bit lucky with the lucky dog.
Yeah, I was going to say, does Reno go? Reno gets to go as well. ET will probably get it. There's your number 8. Number 8 get it. Looks like he's going to get it as well. Mickey Locke. I don't think Andrew Proctor's going to get it because he's multiple laps down, so. Dylan Gray. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if they're changing things up. As we see, the green light going now.
Yeah, that last wave round got done just in time to pull in the safety car and let him go again. So Jace Holdsworth just got a mammoth restart there. That was phenomenal. Go back to Kyle Ridley, currently P4 in the fixed category, looking down the back of Ryan Huckle here. So I think if we do get a chance to chat with Kyle, I think we'll be hearing the general. I was over driving it, just burned up the rear tyres and looped it there at that 4th caution.
Yeah, if only he does it when I'm racing against him, so I get a free position.
I was going to say, I mean, I'm glad he didn't do it any other time, but you know. It's at least he did it. He kept it off the fence. He didn't take anybody out, which was great. Great window there. It's again, it shows the class and the level of driving that we have in this league right now. Is the boys are good enough to understand, you know, that when they're down, and don't press on and just come back and fight another day. So.
I was going to see. Obviously, we've seen the lucky dogs as well, going around a bit late as well. It means that they will hit traffic a bit earlier than expected as well, which might play into a couple of the boys' hands. We might be able to hold Jason up a bit and not be able to get too far ahead of everyone else behind him.
Well, there's Jace now. It looks like in the back of Martin Gorocott, the 7-3. That is correct. As he's just going to slide on through here. Mark's is going to stay higher and give Jace the bottom side. Where is he? There is he. Is he? This is letting Chris Bleakley get right up on the back. Oh, look at that.
Well, you had to run there, Bleakley. It's just unfortunate Jason didn't have the speed.
Yeah, Chris had the run, but he just had a car right in front of him. Dylan Gray's in the pits as well now. Or what appears to be another stop. Who is Jace coming up on? That's the 55, man. That's your buddy Mickey Lock there, just got another lap down.
I don't like your dog diddle.
There's the number 8. There's a number 8 gone down another one.
Nothing changes with the number 8 getting overlapped.
So there's Bryce Meddings there, just putting a lap down on Mark Grocott as well. Bringing Brian Blundell with him. As they're all starting to juggle, let's have a look what Bryce Meddings is seeing. And he's 3 wide, he's between the middle. Hang on to it, son. Hang on to it, son. That was kind of scary. Let's drop back to see what Glenn's looking at. Just listen to how they're driving the car. This will be an interesting thing. We'll go from Glenn and we'll jump on board with Jace Holdsworth. Just listen to the differences in how they drive the truck. So pay attention to the corners and how they're getting through the corners. Ooh, who's on the outside there? Dylan Gray's on the outside. Dylan Gray looking like he's seen the fence a bit. We just see Glenn's really patient. Doesn't want to jump on that throttle. Now we flick to Jace and we'll listen to Mr. Holdsworth. He's driving it a lot deeper up the top than driving it down the bottom.
Yeah, he's definitely playing a momentum game.
He's
keeping momentum in the car.
Exactly right. So that's just a difference in driver and technique. It's just one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, no matter what car you drive, so many people drive it differently, and just because it works for one driver, it doesn't mean it works for another driver. Obviously, as well with that, like when you look at people like Kyle Ridley, Wilkinson, they drive so many different types of cars, so it's hard to adapt or change your mindset from one car to another.
Oh, 100%.
It's a challenge, and that's the one thing, like with anyone that's new out there, trying to get their head around some of the race cars. If you see me jump from car to car to a car to a barely race, I'll be spinning around doing donuts every lap. Until basically like a race to two in, then I'll just get my head to it, and it takes so much time to understand what the car is and what the car wants to do.
Yeah, I think that's the funny thing, and that's one thing that we've seen with iRacing is you get your guys who come from the likes of Gran Turismo and Forza, and they're like, oh yeah, I can drive an oval, and they jump in the seat, and all of a sudden they're going, and no, they're not, because it's a different game, it's a different beast, as we see Brian Blundell there just bring out the 5th caution, I believe, of the evening. Let's have a bit of a look. What's happened here? Again, just off the corner, just had a wiggle. Yep.
And a love tap too.
Just on the fence.
I'm intrigued to see if anyone wants to bite the bullet. Like, there's still got 80 laps to go. Maybe there might be relying on one more safety car to come in for fresh tyres and hold out the rest of the race.
Yeah, we've got 79 laps left in the race, mate. So, yeah, I mean, we saw, when we see that, 60, was it 68, 69, almost 70 laps on that last big green that we saw. So, yeah, I mean, it's possible. I mean, this could be a fill up and get home scenario, but I mean, you wouldn't want to be those tyres coming in the last 5 or 6 laps, so would you?
No, but yes at the same time. Depends how much you want to play it. Like, if you know that you're going to be at the front and be, 5 to 10 seconds ahead of the next car behind you, I'll take the risk. Simple as that.
Well, Chris Bleakley is in. Oh, that's All right, that's an interesting move. Ooh.
I think he knows that Holdsworth will want to pit again for fresh rubbers. So Chris might be believing that he's quick enough to get around to get ahead as much as possible. As we see, he picked up the back and the front now, so he's changing tyres.
So he's doing the front, left, and the rear. So it's an interesting move, isn't it?
Oh, not just that as well. If it goes from green to checker as well, he'll have better tyres than Holdsworth as well. So it'll be interesting to see what's going in his mind. Go, okay, is this going to send me home? No. Oh yeah, it's interesting strategy to give up P2 for a pit stop right now.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure whether that was a necessary jump or whether it was just something that he figured, well, now it's now or never to get that window. That's going to drop him right back there in P8. There he is on screen now. It's put him right back in the field. That's going to be hard now to get through, isn't it? Yeah,
well, especially, you got Kyle and a few other blokes out of him that got some really, really good pace. To make this work, he has to get in front ASAP and make sure he commits to it nice and cleanly.
Yeah, so we're just talking about Kyle Ridley. He's now currently P2 in the fixed set, right behind Bevan Moyes. So there's Bevan right there in the yellow truck, right behind his teammate Julian Mookie. So you can imagine they're going to work together for this next little phase and try and get through. But I'm not sure if this is going to play in for Chris or not. There goes the safety truck, and Jace is away. He's already said goodbye, I'm gone. So Darren Robb just moves down, takes that spot, tries to get after him now. So Julian Mookie currently P3, and Tyrone Wold, we've been talking about him all night, up 14 spots down to P4 and fighting for a podium. Oh, who's that?
Oh no.
That Chris Bleakley.
Oh no.
No, we just spoke about that. Oh,
yeah,
please tell me.
Such a good position as well.
What's he done? Has he just gotten on the throttle? Has he just picked up the rear and just... Oh, yep, look at that. It just has... Oh, no.
You would have been trying to get in front of Kyle, get the top so you can get a nice run down in the next corner there. And yeah, it's just a little bit impatient there that caught him. Very unlucky.
That is unlucky. I mean, it's one of those things that you're trying to pick up the throttle, you're just trying to get the power down, and then all of a sudden it just snaps on you, and you're just like, oh, and you just can't catch it. It's already gone before you're there. It's just like, you're just a passenger, you're just hanging on. So
yeah. Well, the other thing as well, yeah, it may not be too bad, but the other thing as well, when you're thinking about as you see him going to the pits, when you do go into the pit, sometimes you just have a mental blank that you just got into the pit, you just got brand new tyres, it's a bit cold, it's not warm like everyone else. Yeah, it's a bit more fresh, but yeah, unfortunately you just stood on it a little bit too hard and just made a mistake, unfortunately. And this will put him a lap down as well, which is sad to see.
There comes the field. There's Jace Holdsworth, our leader, right behind the safety truck. Can Chris get out in front of it? We're watching. Oh, he has.
Oh, he's not got out. Oh. I thought he just got stuck there, but no.
Oh. But here's the problem. That now puts him way down the order in the P12. That's going to be a hard recovery.
A lot more work to do.
So now the field's all mixed up. We've got 4 open drivers, 2 fixed drivers, an open driver, a fixed driver, an open driver, 2 fixed drivers, an open driver, 2 fixed drivers. It's all messed up. Look at the leaderboard. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I love it. It's a bit of different colours. And one thing I do get a little bit upset about is It does remind me of the old Ford vs Holden when you watch the V8 supercars. When you see the red and see Holden, yeah, it's just no good in my eyes.
Trying to work out what's going on here.
He's moving up forward. I think he's just going past all the lap cars. I think that's what they're doing.
Might be, because he should be lined up behind the 86, I believe. Brian Blundell. Or is it ET? It might be ET, Evan. There with, yeah, there's number 5, so he might be just moving up through the lap traffic. So yeah, that's probably what he's done there. So as we now get back ready for another restart here. Braden Sagasa to get up there. Oh!
Contact.
That was a little silly, but alright. They're away, but...
Now I think he just got into his position there.
Oh, now he's going around the team boss. Oh, and he's going to put the boss back in another spot.
Yeah, he would have had brilliant momentum by catching up to the pack on that restart. As we can see, he jumped a couple of cars already because of it.
But he's staying to that higher line. You see, he's not running that lower entry. He's running that really high line and saying, is he running like sort of second, third car off the bottom? So look at the momentum he's got out there. He's flying there at the moment.
After 130 odd laps, I think the boys put a little bit of high rubber down on their mid to high lane, so it should open up to 2 to 3 lanes hopefully of the race and by the end of it. But as we'll see, Kyle, he's still sticking to it in P7 currently, and got Bleakley all behind him.
Good buzz, he's up just all over him. He's taking that low line. He's getting to that low side. He's just unable to. Which one is he trying to drag Braden Sagasa with him there now behind Kyle Ridley? It's interesting to battle this, mate.
Yeah, well, we can see Bleakwood just making another position in front of him. Kyle knows that Sagasa behind him is fighting for the same position as they are both set up. But Darren's under a lot of pressure now with Bleakley trying to... What is it?
Oh,
no, that's just contact there.
no.
Ooh, that's not good contact there.
We'll have a look at that from the rear chase cam. Just have a look. What's gone on here? Oh,
Ooh.
Might be some questions on that, I think, post-race. So that's interesting because, mate, I don't know if you're looking.
I'm looking.
But look who it is.
And staying out as well.
And he stays out. He's going to lead Tyrone Walsh up 17 spots. Currently leading the race. Now here's where this is going to change a whole lot because you got Chris Bleakley and Bryce Mannings right behind him. Then you got Braden Sagasa, all MX Raps cars, Brian Blundell, Ryan Huckle, E.T., Darren Rod back there. You got Jace Holdsworth back here in P9. Yeah, we know Jace is fast. We've seen him fast all night by a long shot. And with 57-ish, 58 laps left, this is going to be a pressure cooker right to the finish. Because I think Jace is fuel. I think he's good to go. I think he's done. Anybody who pitted on that lap, 140, I think is good to go.
Yeah, I think you're definitely correct with that one. I believe Tyrone Ross has entered the pitch as well, so there goes his temporary P1 position. But
Oh,
I think what's happened there, that he's in front going, oh, the boys in front of me is pitting now, because they will not be pitting for the rest of the race. So he's probably jumping on that strategy to make sure he has a chance.
you are 100% correct. You would want to match those leaders at this point in time. We know he's got pace. We've seen him up there. We've seen him contending on that sort of podium battle. He's just got to execute it. He's just got to get that truck in the groove now, and we'll see if we can get green to the finish. But I think Tyrone Walsh could be a bit of a dark horse here, ladies and gentlemen. He might be the little underdog that might just pop out at the right time, and should something go wrong up the front, we might see a little bit of a change there. Jace Holdsworth now, P7. Just sitting there, just cruising along, looking at his counterparts there.
I think Jason knows that he's in a good position, even though he's in P7. Got 50 laps on his belt to be able to overtake these cars. Yes, Bleakley is in front, but all Jace has to do is keep it straight at the restart and keep it straight, make sure that he gains a position or two, and just try and stick it to the back of Bleakley.
I think Chris can count his lucky stars, mate, because that rotation that he had could have been a race ender for him if it had gone green to the finish.
Yeah, you're definitely not wrong about that. Definitely not wrong about that. Got a bit of love tap there behind Jace there.
Did see that. There was a little bit of nose to tail, a little bit of friendly how you going. Kyle Ridley now getting up the inside. That's Tyrone Walsh in front of him. Oh, Tyrone holding.
Oh no.
Oh, he's just...
Straight into the pits, oh no.
Oh, we just saw that. Tyrone. Buddy. There was Reno Wilkinson involved in that as well. Unlucky. As we said, mate, safety cars breed safety cars.
Yeah, definitely not wrong about that. We're slowly approaching the real life safety car out at the moment. Now we're at number 8, but it's just very unfortunate. It's the same thing that happened previously. Just pressed tyres, probably still a little bit green and just lit it up a little bit too much, unfortunately, and also got collateral damage, which sucks. But as you can see, there's a couple more cars in the pits as well, but I think that was maybe because of damage, but Darren Robb is in.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the Darren Robb one is. I don't see anywhere. Have a look at a replay here. There goes Tyrone up on the bank, and I bet you.
Oh, I just missed him.
And he's just caught Reno, so no, probably no damage. It's probably just a general pit stop. Lap 147, yeah. He's back out.
Yeah, might be just making sure he got fresh tyres and might have looked at it before. But Jace, he's there.
He's going to be on the second row, right behind Chris Bleakley. You'll have Bryce Meddings on the inside, Chris Bleakley on the outside, Braden Sagasta inside, Jason Holdsworth on the outside. He is going to be line astern with Chris Bleakley after Chris had that spin and tagged the wall. To still be in contention for a podium here tonight is a credit to the incidents that we've seen bringing him back into this, because we called it earlier on. We said that he's shot, you know, he's got a lot of work to get back through that pack. So safety cars have brought him back in, and you know, we'll have to see how he goes from here on out, because Bryce Benning's also an open truck as well, so again probably running very similar setups. Braden Sagasta probably won't have much to hold up against Jace. I'd say there's probably a big disparity between drivers there, but I would say that the battle up the front is going to be very fierce and very tough for the next 30 or so laps.
Well, Jason's been very good on the restarts as well, so I would not be surprised if he managed to get the gas up from the get-go, and probably challenge Bleakley or Meddens if they have a really poor start on the restart. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to benefit more off the restart, either MX or Jason.
Yeah, totally
But we
agree with
also
you.
see Belando as well got back in the P5 as well, so he was actually up there before he made a mistake early on in the race as well, so I wouldn't throw him out of contention either.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't put Brian out of the way, because he was lap 94 on his pit stop. So again, I'm not quite sure he's in the same window, but maybe the offset strategy could work if he gets a late race car and he can get in and top off and put some fresh rubber on the car. He might be alright.
What we have to do is keep it nice and clean, just make sure he doesn't get into any trouble, because who knows what the four boys ahead are going to do.
Well, that's right. I mean, as we look back here, you've got ET, currently P3 in the fixed series, and Kyle Ridley, Bevan Moyes. Those boys, they're side by side. They're 1 and 2 in the fixed trucks right now. Sorry, they're second and third, because Braden Sagas is in first. But again, Braden pitted lap 130, Pyle and Bevan 140, so there's a 10 lap difference there. So whether that plays into Braden's favour or not, I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens as the boys are about to restart, or they're just lining up side by side now.
Getting
Lining
ready
up
for
the
the
go by
restart.
looks.
Yep. And there's been our combatants all night, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Bleakley and Jason Holdsworth. Look at Jace right up the back. He's in the exhaust. He's like, come on, Chris, I'm ready, buddy. Whenever you're good to go, mate, let's send it. And he is right there in the exhaust tracks of Chris Bleakley. So the safety truck will be in this lap. Does it pull in? It does. So the restart is on Bryce, and away he goes. He gets a jump. Jace Holdsworth got an absolute ripper as well. He's going to stick to the outside. Oh, he's going to make it 3 wide. Can he do
That
3
pace.
wide? Oh, the pace that he has got to burn is ridiculous right now.
Yeah, I don't know what he has as a setup, but that's completely different to the MX-9 boys. It's just, the pace on the outside is just tremendous compared to the others.
Well, he doesn't have to slow down as much to make the tighter turn. You can start there, Chris, just running him up to the wall. Nothing wrong with that.
If I was Chris, I wouldn't let him go too far up the wall, because he will continue with the momentum.
Yeah, right. You want to try and get into the bottom. You want to try and make him use the bottom where you drive him slower.
Yeah, I reckon
Right,
that would be the smart idea. As we see, that Murky in P4,
Yeah,
he's had a
Bevan
great
Moyes.
restart as well.
Bevan Moyes has just dropped down. That's brought Kyle Ridley up into P2 for the fix, and Braden Sagasa now is leading the fixed truck right in front of Kyle Ridley, so we'll have to see how that plays out. Still on at the front though, and Julian Rookie is starting to buy into this as well. He's starting to say, hey boys, I might want a piece of this podium, so let's share a slice of the pie and see if we can get in there. So this will be interesting. So we're now at 159.
It's going to be interesting, because if it goes from green to checker, traffic is going to play a massive part of who's going to win this race, and at the moment, Murky's in a really good position. He's sticking with the pack in front of him. As you see, Jason he's just following the lead. I reckon he knows he's got a bit of pace. He wants to save his tyre.
Yeah.
For the last couple of laps, I reckon.
100%. I reckon that's exactly what he's doing. Kyle Ridley now looking all over the back of Braden Sagasa. Can Braden get home with the pits up at 130 is the question. Does he need to pit again? Is he banking on a let race safety car? It's a risky ploy. He could be doing it. Darren Robb here. Look at Darren. He's got some pace to burn as well. Look at him coming through. P8 right now. He's sitting right behind Bevan, who's currently P3 for the fixed trucks. He's about to send that down the inside. Say thank you very much. I'll see you on the other side, and puts that move down nice and clean. He's going to the back of Kyle Ridley now.
Yeah, you can see the setup difference between the fixed and the open. The open setup, depending on how they set up, is a lot more nice at the bottom.
That's it, Kyle. Sit right in. Oh, who was that?
That's
Julian Mookie. Oh, hold it, boys. Oh, no way.
I wonder what happened there. I hope it's not the same as the rest of the boys, just too much on the gas.
Well, let's throw back and have a bit of a look. He's following Jace. He's trying to use that high line, so he's probably got a little bit too much. Oh, I think it's just there. He's turned down, and then he's tried to come back up. Oh, yeah, there it is. Back of the truck, gone. Does he take anybody else with him? Does he hang it there? Hold the brakes, Julian. Oh, how does... Oh...
Yeah, I wouldn't have moved at all till everyone went past. That can be a bit risky because you can't read other people's minds to see where they're going to go up or down. So I think you got a bit lucky there not to get contact with anyone else.
Exactly right. Hey, look at this though. We see a string of purple all in the pits. So guess what?
Jason back up, and
Jason and
guess who
Darren
else is up there?
Yeah. They're back up there. And look who's also creeping up again. He's up in a P7. He's creeping. He is creeping.
He's getting his redemption saga back in.
Absolutely. So that's now going to drop Kyle Ridley off the fixed podium right now. So right now we're seeing Bevan Moyes, Glenn Wilkinson and Ryan Huckle, our fixed truck podium, with Jason, Darren Robb and Brian Blundell as our open truck podium, and then they all are on screen, literally 1 through 6. That's our double podiums right there on screen, ladies and gentlemen. So that's interesting that this is going to show up that way. So can Tyrone pick his way through? Is the question. We are under caution number 9, I believe, and we only have about 30 laps, a little over 30 laps to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a sprint to the finish now, with all these boys knowing that this will be most likely their last pit stop if they do go in. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether or not it paid off for them, rather than keeping their position, because they've got a few cars that they've got to overtake to come back. You know, Jason's a very, very quick man, and if you fall behind and you can't overtake those cars in front of you, then you might miss out.
Yeah, we saw Darren Robb win the race last week at Darlington, so we know he's no slouch in the truck. So this could be a good little battle between these two boys to draw the victor.
Yeah, but you got to remember as well, Jason's had really good restarts as well, so Rob needs to really make sure that he sticks with him all the way through.
Well, 100%.
As I believe the safety car's coming in as well.
It is. It is in. Jace has launched there. What a race. Look at him go. He's already opened up a gap length of maybe a car and a half. Bevan Moyes trying to run the high side. Oh, I think Bevan's in the wall. I think that was a wall scrape. It looks a little wallish on the right rear there. Here comes the purple C, mate. Look at it come through. Chris going on the high, so he's learned something from Jace here.
Just overtake 3 cars at the same time, mate.
He's learned something off Jace running that high line, so we'll have to see, can Tyrone also jump in there as well? Because he's running with Chris. Oh no, he's running now up in behind the 25, I believe. 29 of Glenn Wilkinson. Looks like Glenn Wilkinson there. Oh no, who's that? Was that Andrew Proctor?
Not who I think who it is.
That's
no,
Andrew Proctor. Again, another one. Our commentator from Friday night, Andrew Buffer Proctor, having an absolute shocker tonight. What's he done? I bet you it's the same thing. He's just come off the corner.
Yep.
I reckon it's just a little bit too much throttle right there on the change over the little bump. Bang. Oh, how did he end up between those two cars? I mean, that's phenomenal. That's going to bunch him back up again. Oh, Darren Robb just flashed up as going into the pits. He must have swooped down towards the pit lane to try and balk a couple of boys. Julian Mookie's in pit lane. Here he comes. Probably trying to repair a bit of that damage. Car doesn't look very nice at the moment.
Yeah, I've been intrigued to see what the boys on the podium say about the corner exit, because I've seen, I think mostly a course and caused from the spinning out. Proctor's done it twice. Willie's done it. No,
it's off this corner here that they're on now. It's off turn 4 right near pit entry. There's a little, like, if you just watch, you can see the cars just sort of bump over. Like, if we get onto a chase cam, it might be really good to watch. With watch Darren Robb here as he comes around. So this is the turn 2 exit. We're not seeing much here.
Cars around this corner too, though.
Yeah, but not as much as the next one. If we just watch here with Darren Robb, when we get around this corner, you'll see their natural line takes them over a little bump, just as they're trying to get on the throttle and trying to drive off the corner. So as they come around here, they're just starting to change direction. Just see the bumps there. Just, it's really subtle, but it's right at that point where you're trying to get back to full throttle and trying to get that drive, you know, trying to push to get the drive down the straight. So, is that Mickey Locke coming back out, 55?
Yep.
Who is Mickey Locke getting the exit there, but again, Chris Bleakley now, outright P5. He's going to be sitting there on the inside. He's going to be third car back on the inside, so he's going to be behind Brian Blundell. So this will be interesting to see if Chris can get into one of those podium positions. Right now, the fixed podium, Bevan Moyes, Glenn Wilkinson and Kyle Ridley. So Kyle now has got himself back to the podium, just in front of Braden Sagasta and Ryan Huckle. We're doing a bit of shimmy shams and shifts because we're double sacked, so we're getting back ready for the restart. Darren Robb on that high side. Again, that's probably where Jace is going to want to get to. Darren's just got to be ready for it. Safety truck is in. Jace is away, and he's going to get straight up to the top. There he goes. Beautiful launch.
He definitely wins the start.
Looking at the sea of purple here. Holy mollies.
Obviously, it's good to see the boys out there, to see Brian Huckle just following the pack in front of him. Kyle Ridley obviously have to move through a couple more cars ahead of him, as he's blocking P4 in the fixed series.
It has, and he's gone straight to that high side. Look at the run that he's building on that high side. He's building some momentum.
There's a yellow flag again, and
Ryan
I think it was on the main straight.
So have a look, folks. Ryan Huckle here, the number 50, right in front of the 380, which is Andrew Proctor. Yep.
And
same
see
thing.
you later again.
Front straight. Oh, look at the two boys.
Close.
Oh, wow. That was That was phenomenally close. Holy.
That could have been really, really dangerous there for the both of them. But lucky that they got away with that.
That could have been disaster, but look who's up here. Chris Bleakley now, P4. He's fighting for that podium.
Oh, he does have a bit of a disadvantage because Jason's on the inside. He's been getting the best launch, so...
Glenn Wilkinson in the pit lane, that's... Oh, he's taking rears.
Yeah, that's a bit bizarre. I thought he would have stayed out there for position, but...
Well, maybe he thinks he can get the fresh rubber to work, but is he going to go a lap down? Here they come.
He's coming out the pitch now. No,
So he's alright, but... Yeah, that's interesting strategy, because that now brings Bevan, Braden and Kyle back onto the podium with two open trucks in between the rest of the fixed boys. So that's going to be awfully hard now to get back onto that podium with... Oh!
That's not good.
Jace? Hello?
I didn't know that you just hopped on the lawnmower for a couple of seconds there, but that's interesting. That's very bizarre. I mean, like, I've seen a sprint car do it before. They under safety car, they hop onto the infield to cool down their tyres. I don't know if iRacing allows you to do that, but yeah, he's very lucky that he didn't lose control of position from doing that.
Yeah, that was kind of bizarre. Haven't actually seen that before. Just messaged upstairs in race control, said, Jace on the grass? what's going on down there? Might have just been a lapse in concentration, might have been reaching for a drink, or maybe stretching the shoulders. It has been a torrid 200 laps here at North Wilkesboro. It will take the toll on the body. The boys will be struggling at this point. 185 laps in the books. As we look back for what we hope will be our final restart tonight. But we'll have to wait and see. Brian Blundell still, he's only pitted on lap 94, so I don't know that he's going to have any fight for Chris, who pitted lap 165. Here goes Jace again. Oh, look at the
start again.
He's gone, isn't he?
He's very quick off that launch. Andrew popped on the inside as well, Braden Sagassa.
Chris Bleakley has made that move around the outside. Oh, Tyrone Walsh getting a little loose. Hang in there, boys. Oh, no. Oh, that's huge. Oh, that was
very, very unlucky there.
That was not as big as that could have been. That could have been monstrous. Let's jump on board and have a look there. This is Brian Blundell. So he just come off the corner. Just see it bounce and shake there a little. And then he goes.
And off it goes.
Look at that. Whoa. Oh, Tyrone, nowhere to go. Kyle Ridley, the luckiest man on the planet right there, I reckon.
Absolutely.
I'd like to see that from Kyle's perspective. Let's jump on Kyle Ridley's right here and just see what he saw. He sees the truck go, smoke. Oh! Kyle Ridley would have had a heart-mouth moment like, oh, not now. Not now, please.
Yeah, especially like you see the tail end of Brian when he spun, but to be honest, I don't think in his mind that he was thinking he was about to spin there. Very, very lucky to keep his car nice and straight.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So Bevan Moyes, Braden Sagasa, Kyle Ridley are our podium so far for the fixed trucks, and Jason Holdsworth, Darren Robb, Chris Bleakley. After that rotation and into the wall, having an extra pit stop in the P3. So in the open series truck, says Chris on screen now in the 1.9 truck. Can he get around these two boys at the front with, what is it now, just on 10 laps? It's going to be just a little under 10 laps left to go.
I think the good thing for Chris is that he's behind Jason. Jason's getting a beautiful launch every time, so now being behind him, he should be able to get a good launch as I'm following him through to overtake Rob. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm intrigued to see whether or not Chris can maintain the back of Jason after we challenge him for P1.
Chris has been quick all night. Hasn't got the fastest lap, but he is quick. So 18.61 is his fastest all night. Jason just leaps and bounds at 18.53 fastest all night. Darren Robb sitting at 18.73, so he's not got the fastest lap out there, but he's certainly hanging with the boys.
Yeah, he's definitely no slow turtle. He's got some pace on him, so yeah, as we see the car going too wide again, it's going to be a very, very quick, hopefully quick finish with 8 laps, I think.
Yeah, it's only 8 laps, mate. Yeah, literally, it's going to be over in a flash. The safety truck will pull in this lap for sure. Let's jump on board with Jace Holdsworth and watch what he does here. Look at that launch. Look at, Chris had a big shake. Did you see that? He had a big shake on cold. Oh. Get further back in the field. See how the boys are shaping up. Looks like Chris is going to get that move done on Darren Robb. In a P2 now, puts Darren back an extra spot. On board there with Bryce Meddings. He's also trying to get to Darren Robb. Darren's going to move to the high side. Get those tyres back in the groove.
Gotta be careful not to. Oh no!
Oh, there goes 4-3. Oh, that's Kyle Ridley as well involved in that. Yep. There's a car on its roof.
That is very, very unfortunate there.
Let's
probably got 10 cars involved, if not more.
Have a look here at what's gone on. So it's riding with Kyle Ridley. So what's gone on here? Oh no, that looks like, was that Braden Sagasa or Bryce Meddings that was involved in that?
Bryce Meddings that did that.
Up into Darren Robb, and then it's just a ricochet. And who's this? 20. Oh, is that Glenn Wilkinson? Oh, Kyle. Oh, he's tagged the 50 as well. Oh, no. Absolute mayhem.
That's very, very unlucky there to be tipped on your side like that.
No.
So that would definitely change a lot of things now as well with is that Jason further back? He's not in P1, is he?
Yeah, Jason's still up there. Yeah, Jason's
still up there. Oh yeah, it's just going into the pits.
Darren Robb going into the pits and Glenn Wilkinson also going into the pits. So we saw Glenn was the one on his side there, and Darren was the one that sadly got ended. But all right, here we go. Well, this might go. This will be a green-white checker, I believe.
Yeah, it's now up to Chris to make sure that he doesn't let Jason get a jump start on him. Jason's been perfect on the start so far. There's going to be a challenge for Chris, I reckon. I don't know if he can beat Chase in 2 laps with that start.
Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of fighting right now to hang on. So the 50 right now of Ryan Huckle is just sitting there.
Yeah, it's a bit bizarre. I don't know where he came from. All of a sudden, been
He's just...
behind us. I don't know what he's waiting for, but yeah. It's a bit bizarre how he's sitting first.
Just give you the standings right now. Jason Holdsworth, Chris Bleakley, Bryce Meddings, Braden Sagassa, ET is going to be onto the podium, and then it's going to be Glenn Wilkinson, so it's going to be an interesting podium.
Yeah, a bit of a mix there.
Does look like it's been 1, 2, 3 1-9 MX Raps cars that we'll be talking to.
Yeah, well, we can't say that too early because you never know what's going to happen. Jason got a terrific start once again, but this time Chris actually sticks to him. 3 laps to go, so a big green, white checker.
Oh, Brad
go
Wright.
around.
No, we're back under yellow, I think. Yeah, we are. It's like Brad Wright's had a... Are we just going through it? No, look. Are we? White flag. It is white flag.
Yeah, a bit bizarre there. I thought it would be another caution, but let's see, following Brian right now. But looks like that Jason's going to take the lead on Chris. It's MX boys, is that Sagassa in P3?
No, it is. It is the checkered flag. That is it. They've finished behind.
You got the safety car as well.
Yeah, that is the checkered flag.
I'm a little bit confused there. You got the safety car out. That doesn't normally happen now, does it?
No, that's... Again, that's interesting. There's going to be a little procession over the line, so... Alright, that looks like it's... It is done. It is done. It is finished. Right, let's get the results up on screen. Jason Holdsworth brings home the Open Truck Series. Chris Bleakley in P2. Braden Sagassa P3 outright, which is actually a fixed truck in the P3. Bryce Meddings is going to be P4 outright. So we'll be talking to Bryce as well because that is open truck. ET and Reno Wilkinson are going to round out the fixed podium as well. Brian Blundell in P7, Julian Mookie 8, Kyle Ridley 9, sadly getting caught up in that big crash. Bevan Moyse 10, Andrew Proctor 11, Ryan Huckle 12, Glenn Wilkinson 13, Michael Locke in 14, Darren Robb way back in P15, and then the rest of the boys there just getting a few laps.
So obviously good to see that the 1-9 boys are second, third and fourth, so it's a good outing for those boys, and they'll be very, very proud with that one. You see Chris Bleakley two out there getting some hot laps, I see.
Yeah, no, just that was interesting. So we'll get our podium in for a chat once they're all in. So we should be looking for Jason Holdsworth, Chris Bleakley and Bryce Meddings for our open truck, and Braden Sagassa, ET and Reno Wilkinson for our fixed series truck. So we'll get the boys in there, but that was interesting. There was some big spills.
Yeah, obviously first we thought it was going to be a bit of a safety car fest, and in the first half they proved us wrong. They only had 3 in the first half, but then in the second half, just a few drive errors that changed the game a bit, and yeah, it's unfortunate for some of the drivers because they were very close to going for the top 3, but to see Chris out there, he's enjoying P2.
He's doing the old SVG burnout, mate. Signal on the fence and let it rip. So
he's definitely enjoying P2. It was obviously, he must be very proud of, considering that he did have a bit of an incident in the race and to come back from behind. He'll be delighted with that one.
oh, absolutely, he will be. So just keeping an eye out on our podium. Looks like we've only got one in there at the moment, so we may not get any of the... I know there's Chris, so we're looking for Bryce as well. So if we can get Bryce in there, we'll chat with the Open boys. We don't get Bryce in there? Okay, we do have Bryce in there now. Okay, cool. Alright, let's get back here. Let's get... Bryce Meddings in. Let's bring him in. Young Bryce Meddings, mate. P3 for your night tonight. How was it out there? Take us through it.
It wasn't too bad. A lot of the focus was on keeping the car clean and focusing more on long runs and tire wear and putting a bit of an offset onto the strategy, which gave us like heaps more tire at the end. If we had a bit of a longer run, I reckon you would have seen Chris and I take top 2 steps. Jace had older tires. Cautions came out, obviously. Cautions were cautions, and got away from us a little bit at the end. There was a a bit of a bingle.
We didn't see that, so
yeah, a bit of a bingle. Look, I'll be honest. I bit off a bit more than I could chew on that one, and got a bit of a wiggle in the car, and as soon as it straightened up, it was bang straight into Darren's door. So it wasn't intentional to wreck him. Obviously, I wouldn't be stupid enough to wreck myself in that position. Chris wasn't going to get the win, so there's nothing to gain for the team. Play for my own result. Don't really have anything else to say regarding that. But yeah, no, it was a great team. All the boys were having a chat, having a laugh, talking strategy. Big ups to crew chief for the night. They really helped us out a lot. I won't tell the names of our crew chief, but they were there helping us out every step of the way. There's a few things I think we're going to look at as a team, and we'll debrief on how the race went later. But yeah, it was great. It was great. It's good fun. Good race.
Good drive, mate. P4 overall, but you third step on the open podium, so that's good. Again, a bit of a surprise there. Seeing young Braden in the fixed truck, man, in P3. I mean, that must be a little bit frustrating for you to be like, oh, you little rat bag, like, get out of my way.
Yeah, you should have heard it. I got a little bit of a bit of slip coming onto that final restart, gave him just enough to get in front of me by the line, and as soon as that wreck happened going into 1 and 2, it was done. I'm like, I was telling Braden as we're entering turn 1, back off a little so I can come in, I get a P3. I was telling him that he was agreeing, and then we found out caution came out. I'm like, no. I wasn't happy, but all said and done, it's 2-3-4 for the team, so that's all that matters to me.
Absolutely, mate. Well done tonight. Hey, you know the deal, mate. You spend enough time in a combox. Who's keeping you boys out here doing the things? I know we're going to hear it from Braden. We're going to hear it from Chris, but you give us a shout out.
I've never had the privilege of saying this. I've never been up here before. So,
well, you get to take it away tonight.
Big shout out to MX Wraps. They're sole sponsor, major sponsor. Use code 19 at checkout for... I'm not even going to give a percentage, but you get something off if you use code 19 at checkout. They do really good wraps, good apparel if you're looking for your name on the back of hoodie. I was racing in mine tonight. Really good fit. Enjoy. And that's just about me done.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Bryce, mate. Congratulations again. Well done tonight, and it was good to see you actually in the combox for a change and getting the Spruto sponsors, buddy. So well done.
No worries. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, mate.
No worries.
All right, let's get him out and let's bring in the team boss who was in P2 this evening, Mr. Chris Bleakley. Mate, how was that out there tonight?
Oh yeah, it was a good fun race. You know, me and Jace were just pushing each other that whole time. It was really good. Yeah, shame about the caution at the end because I had a lot. I think maybe 20 odd laps fresher tyres than Jason for that green white checkered. So I would have liked to have a crack, but it wasn't the case. But that's racing.
Yeah, no, it was good to see. I guess in a lot of ways, it must feel good from the driver's seat as well to just being able to be in a position to put pressure on Jason, just kind of edge closer and just show that, you know, there's a bit of pace there in the old 1.9 truck there, mate.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've been working on it when I can and just working on bits and pieces. I haven't done any, this is the first race I've ever done at this track. I only bought the track on yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah. I only bought the track yesterday. Probably did about 100 laps on it, but yeah, no racing experience per se at this track, so little bit of an unknown, but I knew what the car would do, so it was just a matter of keeping it clean for me. So
yeah,
I feel like I've done that.
Looked like you did that out there tonight, Mo. So except for that little whoopsie moment where you maybe got a little bit too much of the right foot, we'd say, on cold tyres. You reckon?
Yeah, I think I just because of the way we planned our strategy, I just wanted to try and get past the fixed guys, and I think it's just a bit impatient. Just a bit impatient and a bit on the loud foot. You know, that's that's these trucks. We were constantly changing the truck as you can in the opens. We were constantly adjusting that ride height and that as the fuel come off. So there was a bit of element of that, like not understanding the car fully well once we'd made those adjustments in the pit lane. So, but yeah, basically, yeah, just pit again, get another fresh set of tyres, as I probably put a big flat spot in those ones, and then go again. And yeah, thankfully by that stage we had decent track position that I only had to get past a handful to get sort of back in touching distance of Jace.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you got to be proud of the boys too tonight, mate. 2, 3, 4, and sadly for Glenn, he ended up on his lid there in that big caution there on the back stretch. But I mean, it's a good result for the three boys up there in the front, and young Braden getting in there with the fixed truck in a P3 outright. That's impressive drive there by the young fella.
Yeah, no, it's good to see. We've all spent a little bit of time, not so much together this week. We've all had different schedules, so we've just sort of been feeding each other information when we can. But this was our first time on track together. At this track, we didn't do any practice together or anything. So, for me, I didn't even know how passing was going to go, as I never did a race here. But it worked out really well. A few little incidences that we need to clear up, but other than that, really good race, and also good race by all the competitors. It was a fairly clean round. I thought this one was going to be a bit difficult for everyone. I'll just put it that way, because not an easy track.
Yeah, no, we did see a few little mistakes, but yeah, overall, I mean, it was generally a good clean run. Usually it was like just a single car spin that just kind of stayed out of the way and just, kept on going. It was definitely one of those little window tracks, I guess. It's not hard, but it can be if you get it wrong.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And because you're applying a bit of brake as well, I think it could also catch a few people out, especially when you're at different speeds with the open and the fixed.
Yeah.
Like we seen at Martinsville, because it was such a big pace differential, it actually did cause a lot of incidents. But you could just see how much we've progressed as a league, because the pace differential, it was there still, but it was relatively clean that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. Well, we did hear from young Bryce Meddings for the first time. He got to spruik the sponsors, mate. If you want to reiterate who they are and tell us who keeps bringing you back, go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, just like to thank the MX Wraps, as always. Been a partner now for, best part of 6 months, and great supporters of us and what we're doing here. And if you're into motocross riding, go check them out. They've got plenty of gear. We've got a discount code. I think they've also got a May Madness sale on at the moment as well. That might get you a bit more discount as well. Not too sure, but just go check them out and I'll be grateful for it.
Excellent work, Chris. Well, mate, we'll let you get back to the team and go and celebrate what was a fantastic night for you boys, and we'll see you on the next one.
No worries. Cheers, mate. Have a good one.
You too, Chris. All right. Let's get the man of the moment. He's racing under his other account, Jason Holdsworth. Mate, how was that out there, and how was it coming through the field there about, 30 laps in?
That was a lot of fun, actually. I like this. I've only done this is my second race here ever, so I was really searching for what line to take and racing grooves and missing braking points, all that kind of stuff. But it was actually a lot of fun. So, especially coming through the field, truck is not that great in the bottom of 1 and 2, and having to overtake people when the truck's not great is a bit of a challenge.
Hey, I've got to say, myself and my co-commentator tonight, Mr. Sheevy here, more than impressed with those restarts, mate. Was that the key to just, getting a little gap and just being able to get into your groove?
Obviously done plenty of restarts in my lifetime on this game, so something that I'm usually okay with, not always. And short tracks with the lower gearing, it's easy to spin tires. Like I think of the last restart, even though we had a green-white checker, I spun my tires there and was actually really worried and thankful for the caution flag to come out, because the guys behind me were on 26-lap newer tires, so it was going to be an interesting green-white checker.
Yeah, well, Chris was just starting to show a little bit of pace there. He was just starting to keep you a little bit honest. It was good to see that the racing was strong tonight.
Yeah, he was quick, very quick. We had a nice little battle where we were side by side for a couple of laps. I can't remember, around lap 30-ish, somewhere around there. But yeah, like when I had 10-lap newer tires, I couldn't get past those boys. So yeah, it was a fun race.
Yeah, right. No, it was a great spectacle to watch, and probably a few more cautions than I think we were expecting, but generally it was a pretty good race overall.
Yeah, that's short track racing. You're going to get some cautions, especially when we got a 22-car field. I was expecting that. So, but the racing was actually really fun. Lap cars were great, as always. But yeah, that was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, mate, top step tonight. It was a fantastic result for you. You are on your alias account as well, I understand. You're not on the main one.
No, this is my practice account. So where I usually in officials, I start as far back as possible and try and drive through the field, trying to get used to dirty air and how the car reacts, and getting better at avoiding incidents and stuff like that. So, which is another skill in itself. So that's what this account usually is for.
Right, interesting. Makes a little bit of sense. Still, it's it puts the challenge out there, doesn't it? Because you still got to get the result over some of these boys, and they're starting to show that they're prepared to race with you hard now and get side by side.
Yeah, they're putting in the practice.
Yeah,
shows when I don't do practice. I can't rely on my experience. I might have to make sure that doesn't happen again. So, and do a few more races. So yeah, but yeah, those boys are really good.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Well, mate, hey, who keeps you coming back, mate? Give the shout outs to your sponsors, your friends, families, whatever you want to shout out there, mate. Take it away.
Yeah, all the boys at Nitro, obviously, Russ and Dan, they do a lot of coaching with me, and a massive thanks to Matt Coker this week. He jumped in a race today with me to show me how to drive it because he knew I hadn't done any practice. And yeah, that was a lot of fun trying to figure that out. So big thanks to Matt. I'm hoping to pay him back I've spent 3 hours doing practice at Charlotte today as a thank you, being his draft partner.
Oh, nice.
So been really
Nice.
exciting 3 hours before this.
Excellent. Well, mate, it's always a pleasure to chat with you in the combox on a race victory, but I don't think it's going to be long before those boys are snapping at your heels. You might have to do it. You might have to tighten the belts up and strap in a little bit harder, mate, I think.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, JC, we won't hold you up, mate. Thanks for coming on in, and congratulations once again, top step tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, you will. Thanks again, boys.
Thanks, Jazz.
See ya.
All right, well, let's bring in Mr. Braden Sagassa.
Yes.
Mate, P3 overall in a fixed setup truck. How was it out there? 200 laps of Wilkesboro.
Just survival. All about survival out there. That was interesting. It was very clean racing at the start. Then it got down to the nitty gritty at the end, and it was everyone fighting for sheep stations out there.
Yeah, so we saw a few incidences there. We saw a few sort of self and soft spins, but how was your night? Like from the driver's seat, take us through the Braden night and where you saw yourself sort of placed in the overall scheme of things.
At the start, it was just trying to save my tires, not push too hard. I had Strutty wrenching in my ear the whole time. He was guiding us through it, which was really nice of him. He just save your tires, and then there was a moment in the race where me and Glenn pitted, and we both went a lap down, not realizing the pace car was so close to us. So and then there was other incidents where there was so many close calls. I think I tagged Brian when he had his spin by himself.
Yeah.
So I just nicked past him, but with no damage. And then that big incident, I think I'm at 196. I barely got through there. I had the rears locked and everything crossed, hoping for the best to get through there. And yeah, in the end, it was to get a P3 overall is really good, especially in a fixed setup.
Yeah, no, well, that's the thing about it. With the open and the fixed trucks, it just shows that it doesn't matter what you're driving. You got a chance to sort of get in there and mix it with the big boys and come out on top. So congratulations, mate. That's a stellar effort tonight.
Oh, thank you. It was really fun out there, and it was good to see the 1-9 guys up there again with Chris and Bryce. Unfortunately, with Glenn, he got put onto his roof.
Yeah, we did see he was playing upside down turtle. Yeah, we did see that on the stream. So yeah, it's never good to see a teammate upside down.
He's still got a P12, so he's still happy with that one. He was a little bit disheartened to not get through that last incident, but that's short track racing. When the incident happens in front of you, you only got a split second to react.
Yeah, exactly right. We saw, Cole Ridley kind of got caught up in that. We saw a couple others get just had nowhere to go. They couldn't react, or they just had nowhere to go. Literally, it was just a case of, it's going to happen, and that's where it is. So
that's right. I heard race control say the truck was blocked, and I thought, oh god, no.
There was like 6 trucks in it, mate. You'll have to go and watch the replay. But yeah, it was a big one. And look, to be fair, I'm surprised it was the only big one all night. All the other ones were just soft spins and general just whoopsie moments. I don't think there was anything really malicious or intentional, but it was just one of those things that happens, as you said, short track racing.
Yeah, and it was unfortunate that we couldn't go straight to the finish there. I was wanting to put a battle with my open setup teammates there, just to put a spanner in the works. I did steal P3 away from Bryce. He he was a little bit annoyed by it, but in the end, he still got P3 in his open setup race, and it was good. It looked better on the resume with a P3 overall.
Well said, mate. And look, I know we've heard it from Bryce, we've heard it from Chris, but it's a 2-3-4 overall, so it's a good result for the boys tonight. Again, unfortunate for Glenn to be playing Sleeping Turtle, but I'm sure he'll bounce back next week and come out and have a cracker. But mate, take it away. Who's the sponsors? I know Chris and Bryce have already told us, but no point not letting you get your shout outs in there as well, buddy. So take it away and we'll get on down into the review.
Absolutely, to the beautiful purple NasTrucks livery car. They have been supporting us for a while now, and it's always so good to have them aboard, and so good to have the results there as well. So, and also, like I said in previous interviews, all the 1-9 boys came out again, and I'm glad we put a cracker of a show on for you guys. It was a lot of fun in the cockpit, and I'm sure it was a lot of fun watching us as well.
Yeah, no, it was a stellar night. Tyler was enjoying it. I was enjoying it. I'm sure the fans at home were enjoying it because it was a good night. So, mate, once again, congratulations on your result there, and we will see you next week.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Braden.
See ya.
All right, folks, that is going to wind up the racing, but don't forget we have our review, so we are going to go into our intermission screen. We'll be right back with the race review, so don't go away. And we are back with the race review, and Matty King is going to take it away and lead us through this one.
Okay, guys, welcome to the CFR Round 7 for trucks here at North Wilkesboro Speedway. We have a few to go through tonight, so again, I'll remind you, if you are involved in any way, shape or form, please mute. We'll go through them in the order that they've been requested. I'll give you a view from both cars, from the rear and then from the cockpit, and then you guys will have the floor. This is lap 139 between cars 223 and car 15. View of car 15. View of car 223. Cockpit of 223. Apologies. Cockpit of car 15. All right, guys, you have the floor.
Contact causing. Car in front had the right to the corner. Looks like car behind didn't judge it right and taps his rear reckoning.
Anybody else in here that has any other thoughts? Anyone disagree? Okay, fairly easy. Thank you. Moving on, we have lap 22 between car 380 and car 223. View from 223. Rear view from 380. Cockpit from 380. Cockpit from 223. You guys have the floor. Don't all talk at once, guys.
Yeah, don't be shy, guys.
I was muted. That's sort of tough because both came from the same real estate, but it's
late, but he's also there.
yeah. He's come from a few out back as well.
You guys want to see anything else?
Probably not.
Probably not. Okay. Thoughts?
I don't, but I say it's a tough one because the purple card's coming from a few out back, and the 3-8's come down, so it's.
Yeah, but it's come down 3 lanes down. So to me, that's sort of cutting off.
So what we're here to determine, guys, is there a car predominantly at fault? Whether it's either way, predominant fault needs to fall one way or the other, or it's a racing incident.
Well, the the one in front really probably didn't know he was there, so I sort of probably just classed it as a racing incident.
Yeah.
Racing incident. Is there anyone that has an opposing thought to that?
No.
Nope. Okay, moving on. No further action. Racing incident. We have the end of the race. Fuck. Apologies. Okay, we have a couple to look at here. Lap 200 between car 8, 4 and 29. Lap 201 between 8 and 29. And that is all. Okay. Let me find the right cars first, guys. Sorry.
So the big one that caused the last safety car isn't getting looked at.
No, apparently not.
Okay.
No, I think it is there. Darren, I think Darren put it in. Like 196.
Yes, that one was put in. That was accepted fault.
Okay.
That will be looked at further as well. Later on. Okay. It's between the orange car 8, purple car 29, and white car 4. View from car 29.
Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
Can't pass to the line anyway, so.
And you can't pass below underneath someone either. You can only pass on the high side.
Yeah, it's great when they wait for last.
And why is car 4 involved?
Glad of all.
Okay, so the reports state lap 200, car 8 does not accelerate and blocks. Car 4 intent wreck.
Can I just watch car 4 again, please?
To
Just
be
says
fair,
it is
no
now.
one,
Yeah.
no one is accelerated.
Yeah, I was trying to accelerate and lost control, but yeah.
I think car 8 does accelerate. Because if he didn't accelerate,
That car be stranded back of him.
yeah. Would have been literally in his rear. And he does accelerate.
But he accelerates.
As you can see, guys, look at the tacho.
Changes gear, gets hit. He's just slow. Simple.
Yep.
Car 8. This is the other car's fault.
Okay, so
Has he accelerated enough? He's only gone up from 6 to 7
matter.
on the tacho.
It doesn't matter, you accelerate.
I have to lift that all the time when that green flag comes out.
Yep.
No one's
And-
accelerating.
Posing the question.
just to confirm, guys, it doesn't matter if he's accelerated or not. You cannot, in any circumstances, in any oval racing, attempt to pass on the left-hand side of a car before you get to the start-finish line.
Well, there's your answer. Purple one's at fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the
Okay.
second phase of that was car 4 unintentional wrecking.
Yeah, can we see his cockpit on that one, please?
Actually, if you look at it, car 4 got loose. Here at wheel spin.
Can we see an outside rear view?
looks like he's broke traction and he's hit the next gear.
It does,
Yeah.
because he's coming from the bank to the.
He's got loose.
Yeah.
There.
There.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he's made that slight judgment to go, oh, where am I going? And because it's wheel spinning,
Yeah.
it just kicked him. He's had no option.
And because the Canberra track is pushing straight down, so.
Yeah.
So I am hearing that it is a loss of control going into the incident that's already happening.
Correct.
Is there anybody that has an opposing opinion to this?
Is he going to penalty for this, for car 4?
No.
Okay.
It's loss of control. The incident has already happened in front. Is that what I'm hearing?
He's just a car 4's just a bystander. He had nowhere to go.
Yeah.
Okay. And the final one is the next lap under caution, because this caused the caution. Between car 8 and car 29. View from car 8. You guys have the floor?
Or is it a cockpit view?
Yeah, cockpit view.
%, an attempt at intentional wrecking.
Do I have any opposing opinions? Nope. Okay, we will refer this to the directors.
Any more?
Just double checking, guys. Hang on.
What was the story of number 16 going past on the green?
Yep, we're going to discuss that after the review.
Yeah.
But that is all, guys. That is all for the review.
Just, can I say something? Guys, we've been racing these long enough. Make sure you're in the right spot for the restarts. I shouldn't have to call it over comms to get you in the right spot. That's all I'm saying.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we have the review done and dusted. Quick, sharp, and simple. Looks like we got one that's going to go up to the directors to be looked at and assessed for other purposes, but that will be one for the directors to look at. So I want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. Again, this has been a blast bringing this one to you guys here from North Wilkesboro for our NasTrucks series on a Monday night. Don't forget, coming on Wednesday is our Tin Top Challenge, our TCRs and our GR86. Jump over to Okayama, one of the cracking circuits that we have on the server. So be sure to tune in on Wednesday night. For myself and the team here at CFR, Widecrest, it has been a pleasure to bring this to you tonight, and we look forward to seeing you Wednesday night. As always, be good to yourself and your fellow racer, and we will see you.